inductee into the Hall of Fame class of 2011.
He played varsity football at UCLA in 1940-41 and 1945-46 after serving over 3 years in the Air Force during World War II. He became a fighter pilot and was captured by enemy forces after his aircraft collided with another plane over Sardinia on his 12th combat mission, sustaining severe injuries including a broken hip and ribs. After learning that he was set to be relocated to a slave labor camp, he and his co-pilot managed to escape from their prison camp, and more than 1 month later made it safely back to Allied lines. After being decorated with a Purple Heart and an Air Medal with a gold leaf cluster, he returned to start at quarterback and served as team captain for the 1945 Bruins squad. In 1946, he led the Bruins to one of their best years ever, posting a 10-0 regular season record and outscoring opponents 313-72. He threw for a Rose Bowl record 165 yards, rushed for a touchdown, and kicked 2 extra points in the Bruins' defeat by Illinois. His first quarter touchdown run resulted in the first ever postseason points for UCLA. Throughout his career at UCLA, he also played defense, served as the place kicker, and provided an occasional punt, notably a 70-yarder on his first career attempt. He was drafted by the Green Bay Packers in 1947 and played briefly in the NFL before an injury forced him into retirement. He is the incomparable Ernie Case.
Ladies and gentlemen, accepting on behalf of the great Ernie Case is his granddaughter and Bruin alum, Brooke Sachs.
Good evening. I'd like to thank the UCLA Selection Committee for this incredible honor for my grandpa. I would also like to congratulate all the fellow inductees on this deserving honor. My grandpa would have been really humbled to be in your company tonight. My name is Brooke Case Sachs, and along with my sister Heather Case, the rowdy one in the back, we are proud to be third-generation Bruins. On behalf of the entire extended Case family, it is with pride that I'm here to introduce you to my grandpa, Ernie Case. My grandpa was a hero. He was a hero not only because, as quarterback, he led UCLA to an undefeated regular football season and to the Rose Bowl in 1946. Not only because he was one of only 28 Bruin football first-round NFL draft picks in the 75 years since 1936. He was drafted 6th in the first round by the Green Bay Packers. Not only because he was selected captain of the team by the players in both his junior and senior years. All of those attributes are impressive athletic accomplishments and deserving of the status football hero. But my grandpa was much more than a gifted athlete and a football leader. He was a decorated war hero. My grandpa began his college and football career at UCLA in the early 40s. Like so many of his age, he immediately enlisted when the USA was pulled into World War II by the attack on Pearl Harbor. As a first lieutenant in the Air Force, he was on his 11th bombing mission when he was brought down over German-held Sardinia. There, he was picked up, unconscious and badly injured, with a broken hip and legs by a German patrol, taken captive and imprisoned in Italy. When the Italians surrendered to the Allies and the prisoners of war were being readied for transfer to Germany, my grandpa made his escape through 2 rows of barbed wire with shots being fired at him. For a month and 200 miles, he made his way through mountainous terrain, dodging enemy patrols until he met up with his advancing allies. With a Purple Heart, an Air Medal, 2 Bronze Stars, and an Oak Cluster, my grandpa was a war hero. But all of that is still not the sum total of my grandpa as a hero. After the war, he re-enrolled at UCLA as a 25-year-old junior. He was elected captain of the football team. He was asked what brought him back to the game at his age, after war experiences that might make playing a game of ball seem really trivial to others. He quietly recounted his story of being young Americans, being badly outnumbered in the early days of America's entry into World War II, of the many friends lost, and of the sure knowledge that if one was lucky enough to return from a mission, one day chances were they may not be so lucky the next time. He recalled making his way through enemy lines on shattered legs, unsure that victory was possible again. When he returned home, he explained that football gave him something that the doctors could not: the knowledge that success was possible. I needed to win again, he said, and win he did. My sister and I grew up in a very proud Bruin household. Every Saturday was spent at Grandpa's watching the game with our entire extended family. My grandpa's first son was my dad, Tom, and it was he who showed me the excitement of lining up for the Rose Parade on New Year's morning, watching the floats go by and the cheerleaders and the band. He and my Uncle Don showed us how to seriously tailgate at the Rose Bowl when we were younger, as we attended every game. My Uncle Ernie, with his huge grin, waving his hands in the air to do the 8 clap as we cheered the Bruins on at Grandpa's every Saturday. I can remember when I got accepted to UCLA, my dad was so very proud, not only for my academic achievements, but because this was a special place for my family. I remember walking on campus my freshman year and reading the Daily Bruin. Cade McNown was the new freshman quarterback at UCLA. And every single article written referred to my grandpa because he was the last left-handed quarterback before Cade McNown came. I beamed with pride. All my college girlfriends knew who Ernie Case was. And that was our grandpa. War hero, football hero, hero of life and its lessons, and a Bruin fit for this honor. Thank you so much on behalf of the entire Case family for this honor.
What an amazing story. Can you imagine guys doing the kicking, passing, running, defense? By the way, I've got some updates right now, UCLA fans. Let me give you a few updates here. Men's soccer defeated Cal 2-0 in Berkeley to win.
Varsity football at UCLA from 1940-41 and 1945-46 after serving over 3 years in the Air Force during World War II. He became a fighter pilot who was captured by enemy forces after his aircraft collided with another plane on his 12-month mission. After being decorated with a Purple Heart and an air medal with a gold leaf cluster, he returned to start as quarterback and served as team captain for the 1945 Bruins squad. He threw for a Rose Bowl record 165 yards, rushed for a touchdown, and kicked 2 extra points in the Bruins' defeat by Illinois. His first quarter touchdown run resulted in the first ever postseason points for UCLA. The incomparable Ernie Case is being represented by his granddaughter, Carolyn Case Sajani, and his son, Cameron. Patent singles class. He was a 3-time class. On the men's basketball team. And in 2004, he became the 16th UCLA player or coach to be